Welcome along then to race day at what we hope will be another thrilling Formula One Grand Prix. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, welcome back to Southern Cross Racing. I'm your host, See Me Skate, well, by my lonesome, but hopefully, Mr. Moondog is going to join us with his presence. Well, let's not count on it, but hopefully. Okay, the boys have been told to ready up, of course. 16 at the moment. Nat Hammer should be joining us during qualifying, and maybe Dirty Orange as well. So at the moment, just 16. This every compound race around here, folks. Yes. All of them. They need to put on the dry compound, of course. Yes, soft, medium, and hard. They need to go through them all at least once. Yes, the every compound race does throw a bit of a spanner in the works. And there is the Moondog himself. Well, good to see he's in chat, and he hasn't changed his bloody red name, but nevertheless, in chat, yes, let's not count on it. He's saying. Well, I mean, the weather is set to dry, of course, being in every compound race. But nevertheless, very rarely rains in the desert, if at all. And, well, yes, of course. Let's just go through some track stats. Better put on the goggles these days, ladies and gentlemen. But nevertheless, let's have a crack at this one. Oh, my God, we can see the BAHRAIN International Circuit held its inaugural race, its inaugural F1 race in 2004. It was the first F1 venue in the Middle East, built on the site of a former camel farm in the deserts of South Manama. Of course, Bahrain Grand Prix track is typical of most modern circuits, compromising of a few long straights and slow corners. Following its first race in 2004, minor modifications were made to turn 4, of course. Yes, 2 alternative versions of the layout have been used. In 2010, the longer version of the track was used but proved unpopular and was dropped after a single race. Bahrain was due to hold a second race of the 2020 season, but the race was postponed due to the pandemic. Yes, we all remember that, of course. Yes, the track instead held a back-to-back races at the end of the season, and the second was held on the shorter outer circuit. Yes, we all do remember that, of course. And, well, fantastic. And, well, there you go. So, well, the track length around here, folks, is 5.412 kilometres or 3.363 miles as we welcome Nat Hammer, of course. Yes, the race distance, well, we're going half, but it's the full race distance around here is 308.238 kilometres. Pole position is on the left-hand side of the track. Lap record, the race lap record is held by Mr. Pedro De La Rosa back in 2005 of a 131.447. The maximum speeds around here around about 330 kph. The distance from grid to turn 1 is 336.49 metres. You're going to be at full throttle around here, folks, at 72% of the lap. The longest flat-out section is that start-finish straight of 1,205 metres. The downforce around here is medium to light these days, more light than medium on this particular game. Gear changes, yes, 56 per lap you're going to go through, of course, yes. 1.7 kilos of fuel you will use per lap. Of course, you halve that for a 50%er. And of course, yes, the time penalty per lap of fuel that you carry is roughly half a hundredth. So fantastic. So not too much time lost. In the pit lane, you're going to lose about 18 to 19 seconds. And, well, fantastic. So as we just welcome a couple of people in the chat. Now, we'll get to the action shortly. We'll bring up some details. Absolutely, we will. See who's out there. We'll bring everything up. It is qualifying. And there we go. We have a golf out there. And who will that be? It definitely won't be Nat. It might be the Jazz. And yes, it certainly is the Jazz. We'll stay on him. And of course, as the Blue Dog didn't even know you could change colour of your... Well, there you go. You certainly can. And, well, as they say, you can teach an old dog new tricks. As, well, we welcome Junior in the chat. Not racing this week, unfortunately. and won't be there next week either, folks. But nevertheless, in the chat, of course, yes, he's abroad, is the junior, and well, hopefully, maybe, probably proposing. Well, hello, senior. No, I'm only joking. And well, Blue Dog, yes, you can teach an old dog new tricks. And well, there you go. Black Moon saying red is certainly the best. No, it is not, Moondog. It is not, as we're currently watching Jazz Blue Cat get underway. Plenty of time left in this session. The boys just getting themselves underway, so we'll get some housekeeping out of the way, of course. We'll read some of this chat as, well, Blue Dog's saying with the upcoming US races, I wonder if Trump will kidnap the king and arrest all the... Well, we'll stop it right there, I think. Very good from you, Blue Dog, as usual. And looking forward to seeing, well, hopefully, the big Blue Dog back on track. Hopefully sometime in the near future. We do hope you're well, Bluey, and, well, take care, mate, and great to see you in chat. Excuse me, as, well, there you go. There you go, as well, Junior pumping up his tyres, as he always tends to do. But nevertheless, currently watching Jazz Blues Cat going through Sector 2. Of course, you're going to see it light up purple. First one to blink around here, folks, is the Jazz Blues Cat. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide and it's cost him a little bit of time. But nevertheless, Jazz finding his feet and getting better as this season goes on. And, well, who is that behind him? That is a Wonka behind him. It might be the JC. We'll flick the JC in a minute just to check out who that is. Could be the Housey out on circuit. Wowee. Housey out on track as Jazz Blues Cat, excuse me, sets a 1 minute 31.837 to get us underway. JC, it certainly is. And there you go, crosses the line at 1 minute 28.559. If you don't mind, our resident Canadian getting himself underway. Fantastic from that man as the Salmons on the medium compound. And, well, a bit strategic maybe, I'm not too sure. It doesn't count in qualifying Salmons. Nice effort, nice attempt maybe, possibly is the exploitation of the rules, but well, there you go, Salmons, just to let you know, mate, I know you got the stream on in the background, it does not apply in qualifying. 10 points for effort, my friend, but nevertheless, Brad Tay out on circuit, red track map. He will have another crack, depending on when he did that. Yeah, well, no, he won't. Yes, he will. He certainly will. Johnny M4 will be next, and there is the M4, of course. And, well, unfortunate last week was Johnny, who crosses the line now with a 1 minute 29.531 for his first time run, of course. Where is Striker? There he is in Sector 2, and a bit of a segue for the Striker, of course. And he probably is not going to expect this. But I dare say, well, Bender, the leader of that Group 4 championship, missing this one. Striker right up his clacker, and a chance for Striker to maybe close that gap even more so, of course. And, well, let's just see how this one pans out. Of course, a few Group championships are well and truly heating up, of course. And, well, fantastic to see, as I'll bring these up in the background for myself, just to make sure I don't make a mistake. And, of course, yes, the Bender in Group 4 leading it with 114 points. Striker right behind him on 93. Brad Tay with the wild card in hand on 76. And, of course, Jazz Blues Cat and Bobden tailing out that one, of course. Yes, the Group 3 championship between the Housey and the Batman. Housey on 133 points. The Batman on 121. Both have played their wild card. And, of course, well, the Z in Group 2 looking very, very good, isn't he? Has looked good all season. Probably knocking on the door of a bit of a promotion is the Z for the next one. We'll just have to wait and see how that one pans out, but absolutely dominating. And same with the Middies Mella, but Verks, our current champ, of course, the champ from last season, is the Verkinator. And, well, let's just see how he goes. There's a fair few races left, of course. 7 after this one. And, well, if anyone can make a good fist of it, I dare say he can. But nevertheless, Middies Mella, the cream of the crop of the season at the moment, of course. And, well, Junior in chat, supporting his team. Good luck to you, golf boys. He's at the airport now, so he's out. He'll see us in 2 weeks. No, you won't, Junior. You will see you in chat in a week. There you go. So, well, good luck. Have a great trip, mate. And, yeah, stay safe, my friend. As, well, Junior is off abroad. As, well, Burks, there you go, on the intermediate. Why are we watching that? Not too sure. Where is Scotty? There he is there, getting himself underway. Excuse me. And probably the only one on a relevant time. He's on a relevant tyre anyway. and the Z not too far behind him. So there you go. We're going to keep an eye on these two boys. Of course, yes, Scotty. Of course, the Group 2 champ from last season is the Scotty. And what a fantastic, he's just consistent. He's very, very good, is the Scotty. Good at what he does, and a very clean driver as well. He lights up that first sector, but nevertheless, we're not going to count on that. Not too sure how accurate that one is, folks. And that is no disrespect to the Scotty, but it used to be 2 up and 2 below, and yeah, not too sure how it works anymore. But there you go. There you go. We will push on. Scotty in sector 2, and yes, well, there you go. That off cambered downhill left-hander where he was at there, just about there, is a very tricky corner to get absolutely right. Went a little bit deep, did the Scotty, of course, but well, his first timed run, nothing to get too excited about just yet. Plenty of time left in the session, folks. Got green flags all around, but apparently the timing tree says yellow flags in sector 3. I don't see any, but nevertheless, Scotty, there he is there in the 3rd sector. Well, he's sort of a back mini straight, of course. Yes, not long enough to get any sort of overtake done, but long enough just to creep up on the guy in front in race conditions to set yourself up for this absolute DRS zone. And there you go, Scotty crosses the line right about now. What is he set? A 129.6. Throws himself up in a P5. Where is the Z? There he is there. And he's about to follow suit. And a 28.9. P3 from the Z. Very, very good. And the Batman, of course, as we did touch on early doors of the stream. Yes, him and the Housey fighting it out for this Group 3 title. And looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Batman just tackling that last corner now. And on the run to that start-finish straight, of course. And he crosses it right about now. Well, not really the start-finish line, but a 129.121. Of course, yes, in qualifying, that line is moved a hell of a lot closer to the pit lane as we welcome Nat Hammer back in on track in the lobby. And of course, he's done. Very good, Nat. Excuse me, folks. Yes, very, very good from the Nat. Has not... that's clever. Well, he hasn't got... I didn't have the time, obviously, to fix his livery, so he's taken all the stickers off. And, well, there you go. There you go. Rather risk a disqualification. Nat Hammer has decided to take them all off. And let's just hope he puts them all back on. Middy's Mella for the next Grand Prix, of course. Middy's Mella out there on circuit. Yes, 8 minutes remaining, folks. Plenty of time left out there. And, well, Middy's, hasn't he been the cream of the crop all season? Qualifying trim and race trim has absolutely converted that qualifying pace into race paces. We welcome the Dirty Orange. He has made it. He's joined. Fantastic. And, well, he's going to get his fix of F1 for the week, of course. Yes, no racing around here in the real stuff. But nevertheless, we will not run out of fuel. I assure you that, folks. And, well, there you go. Middy's Mella on the run to the last corner now. And, well, let's just see what he's got for his first time run. Looking very tidy, as usual, is the Middies. And crosses the line right about now. What does he set? A 127.496. Very, very good from the Middies. Nat Hammer out on circuit. There he is there. Just getting himself underway. And Lucky Boy as well. These two yet to set times out on circuit. JC hovering, there he is there in P2. He's currently up on his previous best. Currently, there he is there. Last corner to come. And I'll tell you what, the Wonka Group 2 driver has done a phenomenal job all season. And there you go. Crosses the line. And it is a 128.111, if you don't mind, JC. Whoa, look at the Wonka boys fire up. Holy moly. A JC sets a 128.111. Good enough for P2 now. Housey's up there as well. Bang! Housey's up there as well with a P5 with a 129.118. And, well, this means business. It is very rare you see the Housey out there. This, I believe, is his second run at qualifying. He's got Middies for company just ahead of him, of course. And or is that JC? No, that is Middies. It certainly is Middies. And, well, there you go. There you go. So Housey on a lap. And Middy's getting it, well, working it to perfection. His fuel light is absolutely flashing. And I dare say, I wonder if Housey is going to send this lap. But a very good time at the moment, of course. Plenty of time left on the board for this all to change. Where is Lukey Boy? There he is there. Last corner. And, well, yet to set a time has this lad. He's about to cross the line any second now. It looks very good, Lukey. Looks very good. It's a 28.5. P4 from that man. And, well, very good for his first time run. There's 5.5 minutes remaining in the session, folks. 5.5 minutes remaining in the session. Plenty of time for the boys to get out there and set final flyers. There is Verk out there. Well, there he is there in the third sector on that mini straight. And, well, fantastic from the Verk doing his thing at the moment. If my eyes weren't mistaken, I believe it's currently a couple of seconds up on his previous best of a 1:32. And that's to be expected. What's he got to set now? It's a 1:28.1. Piece. Whoa, there you go. Very close between the JC and the Verk. Holy moly, has JC come alive or has JC come alive with the Verk setting a 1:28.161. Very good from Verk. Dirty Orange makes an appearance out on circuit. And, well, yet to set a time is the Dirty Orange. Well, Jazz currently up on his previous best. Doing a very good job is the Jazz Blues Cat of late. There is Striker looking to improve, currently down. And, well, there you go. If that was to believe, but I dare say he is going, well, there you go, in the pit lane now. Put on fresh set of boots on and see if Striker can improve. There is the Orange man in Sector 2. Just warming himself up very nicely is Dirty Orange. Nat Hammer in the pit lane. Excuse me, after a bit of a splash and dash. And, well, there you go, 1:28.2 from the Nat. Lukey Boy P5 now. Mr. Fury straight up there in P6 as well. So we've come to that lull in qualifying. And, well, there you go. I'm not too sure who that was that I seen leave the session. I was too busy looking at another screen, but I did catch the back of it. It might have been Z. Let's just double check, and we'll see if we can get Z back in. One, we'll give him a couple. Might as well give Z a couple. Might as well. There you go, mate. All sorted. Hopefully that all fixes that up. And we'll move on. Brad Tay currently out on circuit. There he is there, of course, in Sector 1, up on his previous best, and absolutely sending it is the Renault driver. Of course, yes, his 100th Grand Prix last week, folks. And Brad Tay did a phenomenal job. He's clocked up his 1,000th Grand Prix point. And, well, that done the trick. Z has joined, and, well, he is back in at the lobby. Fantastic to see. As, well, there you go. Brad Tay, as I was touching on, yes, his 100th Grand Prix last week, and, well, clocked up that 1,000th, I do believe. And let me just double check the finishing positions, and absolutely, he most certainly did, because Brad Tay finished. Where did he finish? 13th. And he clocked up 8 points, of course, and, well, fantastic from that man. He was on 9.96, I do believe, on his 100th Grand Prix at the start of it, on his 99th. And then, there you go, 13 points, cha-ching. And, well, Brad Tay well and truly passed the 1,000 mark. Congratulations yet again, Brad Tay. And didn't get a chance to get him in the commentary box. He's not one for interviews, but let's just see if we can get him in maybe after this one. Brad Tay crosses the line, does not improve. P14 from that man. Dirty Orange out on circuit and absolutely sending it. And there you go there. The Golf Boys have the Golf Boys have all taken their stickers off. Of course, they were the team in question with the decals, of course. Jazz Blues Cat, I do believe, was the only one that was 100% confident in his decision. And there you go. Dirty Orange with a 130.3. Fantastic from him. As there is no way have they all done it? Have they all done it? No, they haven't. As there you go, fantastic from Jazz. As yes, he's extremely confident, and why wouldn't you be? That is spot on from that man. Fantastic from him. He's currently in Sector 2 and looking to improve. He's out there on 5 lap-old softs. So there you go. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. Look at the boys come out on the outlaps. How's he currently out there at the moment in Sector 2? About to go through the third sector now. And there you go. Currently up on his previous best by a 10th. Not going to... it'll be close. It should jump him ahead of Z, but Z out there on an outlap at the moment. Johnny and 4 out there as well. There are a couple of Monster Energy boys right behind Housey. Housey locking up a little bit. Let's just see how this man performs. Of course, wants to have a good qualifying position. He's Group 3 compatriot right behind him. Housey with a 29 dead. A 29 dead P9. And of course, the Batman currently out there on an outlap. Who else is out there? Is that Johnny M4? There he is there, just getting out of the way. We do appreciate that, Johnny. Good stuff from you, my friend. As we'll flick back down. Where is the other Renault? There is Brad Tay. And I dare say getting himself underway yet again. There is the Batman, as I did touch on in that first sector. He has got his teammate right behind him on an outlap. And, of course, another one just ahead of him. And I dare say that will be Verks. And those two boys are following each other. I'll tell you what, Verks says, I'll give you a hand. See if you can stick to my rear wing. And let's get up this list. As, Verk in P3 at the moment, of course, with a 128.161. 25 seconds to go. If you're not on a lap now, it's too late. Who else is out there? Well, of course, who's the last one out there? I'll tell you what, if that's Nat, it's going to be bloody close, but nevertheless, here is Verk. And of course, a very tricky corner where he is now. Let's just see how he fares. And when he gets to the end of the second sector to see how he's traveling, of course. Going to keep an eye on this as, Middy's 127.496. He's out there as well. JC is all done. Where is Verk? There he is there. And let's just see how he's going. He's about to cross the end of the second sector. He's currently up by a tenth and a half. And currently that'll put him very close with Mr. Fury Strat. Missed that lap, Fury. I do apologize. I keep missing Fury's lap. Very good. P2. I'll tell you what, has Fury come alive towards the end of the season, or has he come alive? Fantastic to see. As, there is Verk. What's he got? What's he got in the tank? He's about to cross the line any second now. A 127.9 P3. Where is the Batman? There he is there. He does improve. Stays P10 right behind Housey. Look at the time difference. Oh, 700ths. Fantastic from those two boys. Scotty currently out there just ahead of his previous best. Where is Salmons? There he is there, of course. And going through that second sector, he's not improving. As we'll flick up to Johnny M4. Where is he in the second sector? Level pegging with his previous best. And Lukey Boy just ahead of him. He has got a Jaguar ahead of him for company and getting a great toe. I do believe that is Fury. Is that Fury? It certainly is not. No, it is not. It is not. As we'll flick back down to Lukey Boy because he's about to take the checker flag. And there you go, improves. He certainly does improve by half a second. Throws himself up in a P4. Fantastic from Luke. And that's exactly what the Group 2 Renault driver, Nat Hammer. Whoa! Nat Hammer loves this track, and of course, why wouldn't he? He's the current SXR lap record holder around here, folks. And, there you go. 127.881 is the Nat Hammer. Very, very good from that man. As we'll flick back down. And that is qualifying done and dusted, folks. How about that? Nat Hammer P2. P2 from Nat. There it is there. And he's taken all the stickers off the car just to be safe. That's funny. Very good, Nat. Very, very good. Good to see your, well, I'll tell you what. Your history reigns true, of course. There are a couple of favourites. Drivers around here that love this circuit, of course. Bender being one of them. He's not racing today, nevertheless, but we'll just go through some stuff for you guys and girls at home. Of course, around this magnificent circuit, all the way back in this format, Verk, Tabbed, Tactical, and One Slick Mofo all share wins with one each. Podiums with two apiece is Mr. Fury Strat and Old Footy Bender. We'll get back to that in a minute because I tell you what, Middy's Mella just keeps clocking up these pole positions. Pole position for you, Middies.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
Fantastic, because we'll flick down all the way down to the bottom as Salmon's saying, can someone please take his anchor off? Well, there you go. And I tell you what, why does my... Well, I'm not too sure if that's a glitch thing, mate. I'm not too sure, but yours and Dirty Oranges, I do believe, completely starkers. Maybe because you joined the lobby late. Not too sure, mate. Not too sure, because you both joined the lobby late during qualifying. That could be it. But nevertheless, you live to fight another day, Nat. You live to fight another day. And, well, there you go. There you go. As I did touch on, we're going through some of the, stats, of course. SXR stats in this format, going all the way back to Formula 4. We'll go through them at the start, of course. Yes, the wins around here, Verk, Tabbed, Tactical Genius, and One Slick Mofo, all on one apiece. The podiums around here, well, shared two apiece. Mr. Fury Strat and Old Footy Bender. Bender not here on one of his favourites. Well, I'll tell you what, fastest laps around here, of course, all shared. Verk, Rip the Beans, Nat Hammer, and Mad Mac all have one each. Pole positions shared by four drivers. Verk, Tabbed, Tactical Genius, and Rip the Beans, one each. The most points around here is Mr. Fury Strat, the race lap record holder. is held by Mr. Nat Hammer with a 127.095. Formula 4 Season 2 F1 21. Whoa, I tell you what, he was a weapon on that game. And, well, absolutely stunning. So, well, there you go. Waiting for the, well, the driver's just doing the right thing. The setups allowing for the countdown clock. Oh, Scotty has left the session. What's going on? Let me just check the Discord. There we go, folks. Got Scotty back in. He's back in the lobby. Fantastic. As, well, we wait for the beeps. We wait for the beeps, folks. Yes, the formation lap is on Bahrain. Every compound is, well, it's an every compound race around here, folks. Yes, the drivers need to go through them all. The weather is set to dry. And, of course, naturally in the desert anyway. But there you go, folks. That is what we are doing. And, well, we're just waiting for the game to load everyone in properly. See how this one goes. As I did touch on, the formation lap is on. And looks like we're about to get there right about now. We'll bring up some details for everyone playing at home. And there is the tyre strategy. Bring up that. And there you go. Middy's Mella out on pole on the medium. Another pole position from Middy's Mella. And he's just clocking him up, isn't he? Doing his thing, looking to transfer that into another race victory. Can the Grit God do it, of course? Yes, so I'll tell you what, he's stamped his foot down on this season's championship well and truly, hasn't he? And, well, Nat Hammer, there he is there, the race lap record holder for SXR. Fantastic from Nat. And, well, P2 in qualifying. On the soft compound, Mr. Fury Strat. Well, a great qualifying from him, and hasn't he come alive towards the, well, the back half of the season. Course, started to fire up just before the halfway point, and I'll tell you what, he's continued that form right through, looking for a great result. P3 from him. Verk, our current champ. In P4 is the Verk, and well, there he is, there right behind Fury, and well, for a good race is the Verkinator. Lukey Boy, great qualifying from him. P5, and of course, well, our resident Canadian JC just behind us. Scotty is struggling with his connection. Scotty has left. He's got multiple invites. He should be okay to join as long as he gets in before that, well, the checkered flag falls, of course. He has to take control of his car. But nevertheless, there is Scotty in P7. Z in P8 and, well, doing a fantastic job so far this season is the Z. Johnny in 4 in P9. And, well, there is Scotty, his teammate, and, well, just not quite in his car just yet, is he? As, well, there is Housey in P10, the Batman P11, and those two boys there fighting it out for the Group 3 Championship. Nevertheless, fantastic to see how that one plays out, folks. It is very, very tight, and fantastic to see how this one is all going to play out, as I did touch on. We'll flick back up as I double-check the Discord. Everything's all cool, so hopefully Scotty is back in his car. Salmon's in P12 on the soft compound. And yes, Jaguar Motorsport, I'll tell you what, throw the anchor back in that cockpit there, Salmons. And I'll tell you what, if you might want to sacrifice the Mr. Saturday for a Mr. Sunday. And I'll tell you what, he'd be loving that version of himself. David in 13th and Striker in 14th. So I'll tell you what, those three Jaguars all towards the back. Bopton in P15, Brad Tay 16th. Dirty Orange in 17th, and Jazz Blues Cat rounds out the grid. There he is there in 18th position as we wait for these famous 5 red lights, folks. All right, here we go, folks. 3 lights, 4 lights. We have 5 red lights. The lights are out and we are go. It looks like a great start from Middies, but I tell you what, he's been overtaken by the Nat Hammer. Nat Hammer's got an absolute rocket of a launch. And we'll tell you what, they've all got to get through turn 1. Very, very good. I'll tell you what, Middies will have the inside line for turn 2, but Nat Hammer says, no, you don't for turn 3, and takes the lead of the race. We'll bring this up for everybody else. And there you go. We'll have a look at Scotty. Is he in his car? No, he is not in his car. Is he in his car? No, he's not in his car. What's going on with Scotty? I've got no message from Scotty. There's been nothing of the sort. So Scotty down the back of the field. And I dare say he's still not in his car. He's ghosting. So Scotty with some connection issues. There's been no sign of a message. So we will continue on. Nat Hammer, there he is there, fighting off middies. And I tell you what, Fury in P3 doing a great job. Have a look at the guys up the front. The top 5 almost nose to tail as JC just regains another spot up in a P5. Johnny M4 up 3. And I tell you what, he's one of the biggest movers at the start of this Grand Prix. Fantastic from Johnny. And well, there you go, up into P6. Lukey Boy down 2 into P7. And there you go, Z as you were. And I'll tell you what, the crucial battle between the Batman and the Housey. And the Batman has jumped him, of course, at the start of the Grand Prix. Batman up 2. Housey as you were, and you can see the rest for yourself, folks, as we'll flick back down to see how Scotty is going. And is he in his car? He certainly is in his car. Scotty is back in business, and well, he's going to have to start this one, do this one the hard way. From the back of the grid is the Scotty, and I tell you what, big hats off to this man. He could have messaged, he could have done all sorts of things, but no, he's put his head down. He's going, I'm going to own this one. Let's go, boys. And, well, there you go. Nat Hammer and Mitty still doing battle as the top 3 start to sort themselves out. As, well, there you go. Starting to break a little bit away from Verk, but Verk sees what's going on. He's quite happy letting these guys fight. Mitty's just going to throw his nose up there. I'll tell you what, Nat's gone a little bit deep. Mitty's tucks in. And this is a great battle for the top 4, albeit on lap 2 of 29. So far, so good from these guys. As, well, I'll tell you what, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Of course, Mr. Fury Strat, Verk, your guy JC there as well. And let's not count out Lukey Boy. He's just gotten past the Z and he's just starting to make a move, of course, and well, doing a fantastic job is the Lukey Boy. Very, very good from him. And well, he does not want to let that top 5 just get too far ahead, of course. Z, the same boat, of course, on lap 2 of 29. Who is that in the background? Johnny M4. Johnny M4 has dropped a couple of spots on this lap. Of course, was P6, now in P8. Tell you what, doing good things this Grand Prix. Looks a lot better, doesn't he, Johnny M4? Fantastic to see. And, well, there you go. There you go, folks. Flick down to Batman because Batman making moves through the field, of course. P9 at the moment. Salmon's in between him and Housey in P11. David in 12th. And great to see David come alive too towards the back half of the season. Bit of a quiet one from the Group 3 champ from last season, but nevertheless, he has come alive. P12 at the moment, and right behind his compatriot from last season, Housey. Of course, yes, David just pipped him, and fantastic from him last season as Johnny M4 continues to fall. And there is the Batman getting by the Johnny, and well, fantastic from Batman as he continues to progress his way up through the field. And I'll tell you what, he'll be licking his lips. He absolutely will be licking his lips. This is his chance. He's got C ahead of him. Just a second ahead, and I'll tell you what, Batman has just clawed his way into that DRS zone, and that is going to help him out big time. That glorious 1 second. Where is Striker? There he is there, because this is a crucial race for the Striker, of course. And, well, Striker doing a great job this season, but no Bender this week. It's his opportunity to really start to pull the gap towards back up to Bender, excuse me, as he is missing this Grand Prix. Scotty's starting to make his end grounds through the field. Of course, now currently 14th. Unfortunate disconnect just before lights out. Fell all the way back to the back of the grid, and now he's got to make his way all the way back to the front. He's going to make a move here on Dirty Orange. Jump on board with Scotty, and there you go. Fantastic move from him. Slots himself up into 13th, and a long way back from that man as we'll flick back up to the top, because I'll tell you what, Middies has taken the lead, and he's starting to gap Nat Hammer as Nat Hammer's really pushing, as we'll get rid of that, and we'll put up the tyres for everybody at home. And Middies on the medium. I'll tell you what, he's going to make it work. He's got to make it work. Of course, yes, they've got to use all the compounds. Soft, medium, and hard, folks. Soft, medium, and hard. And well, at the moment, Fury getting by Nat, as you can see there in the background. And Fury slots himself up into P2. I'll tell you what, very good from this man. Lap 4 of 29. Nat Hammer has gone from first to third. And he's got Verk right behind him. And Verk just biding his time a little bit. As you can see, he's just cruising, isn't he? Just taking his time, not really expending too much of the battery, just slotted in, making sure he's in a good position. He's there to pick up the pieces at the moment. And, of course, yes, another stop to make, of course. Another 2 stops to make, of course, yes. Depending on which way they go with the tyres. Throw the hard, they can throw the medium on, of course. they're going to hang it out and see they can hope for a safety car. But this grid, very rare they get one. Very rare they get one. As we'll flick back down to Z, because he's caught right up the back of Lukey Boy. I tell you what, Z, as this Grand Prix comes to life, so does he. And it is great to see. Just finds his rhythm very, very quickly. Excuse me, up into P7 is the Z, and I tell you what, he's putting all sorts of pressure on Lukey Boy. The two Group 2s, have a look at this. As I tell you what, Z and Luke battle resumed. Let's not count out Batman, because he's starting to claw his way back up, isn't he? And Johnny M4 has held on very, very nicely. We'll flick back up to the top, because Fury is not letting middies go. He's half a second now, folks. Of course, yes, tyre strat is going to come into play. They all need to use that every compound, as we have kept touching on and will keep touching on, to remind everybody at home. Verk going for a move on Nat Hammer. And, well, there you go. Job done. Up into P3 from Verk. Doesn't want to let the top two get too far ahead. And now he can just set his sights on the back of Fury, get real close, and set his race up quite nicely. Well, there you go, folks. The first of the pit stops. JC come out of the pit lane, put on the hard compound. And, well, there you go. That is his strat. He's got one more stop to make. As we'll flick back up, because Z and the Batman are doing their thing, working together as a team. But I tell you what, Lukey Boy under all sorts of pressure here, folks. He certainly is. I'll tell you what, he wants to get the job done on Nat Hammer. But when are they going to make this stop, of course? You don't want to lose too much time on that soft compound. Of course, when it starts to die, it is already too late, I think. Of course, going through all the compounds, tyre life is not going to be the issue. It is going to be how much time are you prepared to lose on a dying tyre? That is the question. And, well, these drivers know this. And let's just see how this one plays out. Of course, I think, well, if I was a driver out there, I would not go to the end of any stint of any tyre. There is no way. You would just lose too much time, and there is no point knowing that it's in every compound race. We're going to see how this one plays out. It'll be very, very interesting. Fury in P2, and this man loves a good strat, so it'll be interesting to see what this man does. And what's he going to do? Is he going to continue? Well, there you go. No, he's not. He admitted his bluff. Fury went in, and there you go. Loves the strat. Does the Fury Verk in? I'll tell you what, the two boys, there you go. Verk and Fury in. Who else is in? Luke is in. Z is in. And there you go. And he's starting to shuffle up. Where is Housey? Housey is in P6 on the medium. So doing a good job is the Housey. And I tell you what, he can go another 5 or so laps. That'll help his race big time, of course, because those guys who have just stopped and put the hard compound on, mind you, well, they're going to go long on this stint, folks. They are certainly going to go long on this stint. As, well, we have a look at the chat. Jet V35, welcome to the stream, my friend. Just whisper the channel via the Twitch channel, and we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can, mate. You've got to be from Australia or New Zealand, and well, yes, we've got to have a look at to see what you are all about. This is a one grid, and it is invite only league, of course, and these boys are very good at what they do, very clean. And of course, yes, we all have, well, to do the right thing via the league, of course. And there you go. Just whisper the channel via the Twitch channel, mate, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We'll sort out all the details and get back to you as soon as we possibly can. But thank you very much. We do hope you're kicking back and enjoying this one, mate, because we are at Bahrain. Yes, no fuel restrictions for us. We are certainly there. As Verk's starting to make his way through the field, of course, after that first round of pit stops, find himself in 13th, just up into 14th. I dare say Bobton, his teammate, getting himself well and truly out of the way here, folks. And, well, fantastic from those guys. Absolutely brilliant. As well, that's the name of the game around here, folks. As we're seeing the move on track. No, we are not. It is pit lane. As we're seeing another round of pit stops. So there you go. Housey has been released. Up into P3. Middy's Mallet in P1. Those two boys yet to stop. Dirty Orange yet to stop. I tell you what, the guys on the soft compound, they're on 6 laps old hards. And, excuse me, soft compounds. And, I'll tell you what, they'll be starting to feel that now. So they're starting to lose a little bit of time at the moment. I dare say, excuse me, get back in the pit lane, get rid of that soft compound, and throw on another grippy set of mediums or hards, of course. Because if you don't just don't want to lose too much time, as I touched on before, as we'll flick back down because I'll tell you what, JC having a good look at Bopton here, folks. This is for 10th, 9th and 10th respectively. And well, JC making his pit stop, of course. Started on the soft compound, has come out of the pit lane on the hard compound, and there you go. Absolutely brilliant move from the JC. What a move! Up in a P9 from him. Fantastic, as Lukey Boy tries to follow suit, and he certainly does. He's not letting JC go, and great move from the from Lukey Boy up into P10, following our resident Canadian through, and very, very good from those two. Absolutely brilliant. What is happening with Bopton? Oh, I tell you what, he's got some guys that are quicker around him. His teammates right behind him. And I tell you what, Z just breezes past. Bopton tucks in, and he can be a bit of a wingman at the moment because he's got Salmons just behind him, and the Batman, there he is there, of course. Well, that is Bopton's teammate. Yes, we do think things a little bit different around here, Jet. If you are new to us, of course, yes, you're going to notice we run the multiplayer system. Yes, there are 5 teams. There are 4 drivers in each team. Drivers are based on pace, Group 1 being the quickest, Group 4 being not the quickest, of course. And well, there you go. They all go into a draw, a random draw. Everyone gets one from each group. They go into the Discord. They make their team. They create the colours, all that sort of stuff. And that is the badge of honour they will fight with all season long. As Fury's starting to make his way up after that first round of pit stops and into P6 at the moment. There's Verk just behind him, and tell you what, they've worked their way through the field very, very nicely. As you can see, the top 5 yet to stop. David's still out there, and I'll tell you what, David's been a bit of a tyre whisperer of late. Last Grand Prix out there on 32 lap old hards, I do believe it was. And, well, absolutely phenomenal. Got himself a good result and has turned the tide, of course, as Nat Hammer, 3 seconds for track limits. And there is David, as I was touching on. He's got Dirty Orange right behind him. How's he up in a P2? Minnie's Meller, well, there he is there, 12.3 seconds ahead. And, well, I wonder if he's just going to treat this one as normal and maybe just hope for a safety car and do a double maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We'll wait and see how this one plays out. But, of course, yet to stop is the middies, of course, and well, has to make another 2 stops. So there you go, folks. That is who in the zoo. As we'll flick back down to Z, because Z and JC, I tell you what, they're hanging on to the DRS zone, aren't they? Fantastically, these two boys. 10th and 11th, respectively. Of course, have a look at those hard compound runners. All have stopped, folks. That is virtually the, well, the net. I was going to say net run rate, but the net lead at the moment. And, well, there you go. Let's just have a look at the gaps to the leader, just to be sure, of course. And, well, there you go. Where is it? And, well, the gap to the leader, where is Fury? 23, 24 seconds behind Middies at the moment. So even if Middies was to stop now, he would still come out in the lead of the guys who have already stopped. So Middies doing his thing at the moment, as we expect him to do. As the guys who have yet to stop getting rid of some of that compound. Yes, the soft runners getting rid of that tyre, of course, and doing a fantastic job, must I say. Brad Tay up there in P4, and I tell you what, he's extending this stint on the medium, of course. Yeah, whoa, he's just lost the rear, and I do apologise. That could have been a bit of a comms curse if I've ever heard one. I do apologise, Brad. Well, there you go. Fury says, thank you very much, don't mind if I do. Lots himself up in a P4. Vert follows through in P5, and after all of that, Brad Tay in P6, and I was about to say, he's having a fantastic Grand Prix, but as he just lost the rear, as Dirty Orange gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. We'll have a look towards the back because Salmons and Scotty, well, I'll tell you what, Salmons is starting to close the gap a little bit. Scotty seems to be struggling. Well, Salmons got almighty close to Scotty and might have just caught him out on exit there, and it certainly has, because Scotty has started to stretch his legs out on exit, and well, Salmons have to do a little bit more work, but I'll tell you what, Scotty out of DRS zone, Salmons in it, and well, Scotty knows this. He was trying his darndest to get into it before the end of the lap, and I'm not too sure if he can do it. I'm not too sure if he can, and well, there you go. I don't think he can. So Salmons will have it, and well, Scotty will be trying to save as much battery for the start from the straight, because Salmons looks like he wants to get a move on at the moment, and he is fired up big time. Started 13th, currently in 12th. As, oh, I'll tell you what, Scotty lost the rear. Salmons opens up that rear wing, and away he goes. Let's just see how much ground he can catch. As, well, he's closing, just too far back. As Scotty starts to expend some batteries. We'll flick back up to the top, because Middies Mella, after making that pit stop, has come out in P2. Dirty Orange leads this one. Yet to stop, of course, is the Dirty Orange. Middies Mella, P2, come out on the soft compound. So a short stint, this middle one for him. And he will flick to the hards for the end of the race, of course. And well, there you go. Fury in P3. And well, Fury licking his lips, because I dare say, whew, Well, I tell you what, what's he got to go? I think he's got the soft compound to go as well, does the Fury. And, well, there you go. We'll wait and see how this one pans out. Minis Mala P2, Fury P3, Verk in P4, and, well, he's still there as well. I tell you what, that second, third, and fourth, that's where the race is at the moment. Lukey Boy just a little bit further back. He's starting to drop off a little bit, is Luke. He's got Nat Hammer for company in P6, and there is Z as well. Doing a fantastic job is the Z in P7. JC in P8. I tell you what, the first round of pit stops quite hasn't worked out. Maybe the way he would have liked, and well, finds himself in P8. But the race is still long. Haven't quite reached the halfway point as Middies Mallet takes Dirty Orange. There you go. Scotty in P9, and a great recovery drive from this man. Of course, he has a bit of a disconnect at the start of the Grand Prix, and well, found himself in P20 at turn 1, and has fought his way all the way back up. Currently in P9 is the Scotty. Salmon's P10, and I reckon Salmons has just decided to hang on to the back of this and see how this one pans out. Johnny M4 in P11. And there he is there, just getting his skates on at the moment, as Batman looking for a bit of a slipstream. Are we going to see an overtake? We certainly are, excuse me, folks, as Batman gets that done well and truly before the start of turn 1. Johnny M4 in P11. There is Housey right behind, and well, I'll tell you what, he's got David for company as well. These Group 3s are unbelievably close. Batman, Johnny M4, Housey, David. Well, there is Dirty Orange as well, with a bit of a late start to this one. And I'll tell you what, this has come alive big time for the championship. Johnny M4 making his way back through the Batman. And there you go, up in a 10th place. Johnny M4 says, no, you don't. And away he goes. Fantastic racing as, well, there you go. Gap's starting to open up a little bit as JC hanging on to the back of Scotty. Scotty in P7, JC P8. And I tell you what, these two boys all season long have been nose disturbed. They just can't be separated at the moment. And 7th and 8th respectively, as we'll flick up to Nat, because Nat Hammer in P5 at the moment does have 3 seconds penalties. 3-second time penalty to his name for track limits. And that is going to hurt as the checkered flag falls. He knows this. He's got one more stop to make after this one. Not quite the halfway point. 11 of 29, folks. And currently watching Nat Hammer have a good look at Wookie Boy as Minis Mallet starts to put his foot down. A 1 minute 31.208, if you don't mind. And will start to stretch his legs. 2.5 seconds now, the gap to Mr. Fury Strat. And there is Fury, the Jaguar Motorsport Group 1 driver. Great season so far, Fury. And keep pushing, mate. Keep pushing. Verk right behind. And let's not count this man out. Let's not count this man out. I'll tell you what, as it just fires up, he starts to close the gap a little bit. He's just hovering at the moment, isn't he? He's the Verkinator. Lukey Boy in P4. I'll tell you what, he's had a consistent, well, since he's joined, has Luke, very, very consistent at the moment and doing a great job. Very solid. P4 at the moment, as we touched on, Nat Hammer in P5, and Z sort of trying to catch the gap a little bit as we'll flick down to the bottom, because David and Housey, this is a ring-a-ding-ding, folks. And, well, this is Season 3 revisited, Housey versus David. And, well, there you go. Housey in 12th. And David in 13th. There is the Batman just ahead of them. And, well, Housey can see him. That is, well, there you go. Batman absolutely sending it. And arguably his best Grand Prix to date, I would say, as I am holding all sorts of timber for you, Batman. Trust me, mate. Get it to the flag, my friend. As, well, you're in P11 and doing a solid job as, well, Housey has David for company. Those two, well, I'll tell you what, the more they fight, the better opportunity you've got to stretch your legs a little bit and just see if you can start to gap them ever so slightly. We'll flick back up to JC, because there he is there, and well, he's almost in danger of dropping out of DRS. Is the JC, he knows this, he's trying. Of course, yes, 4-lap-old mediums is the Scotty versus 7-lap-old hards is the JC, and bang, he's out of it. He certainly is out of it. This might be the last time JC gets the DRS as Scotty gets his way by, well, no, he doesn't. He certainly does. He got his way by Z and finds himself up in a P6. Fantastic move from the Scotty. And, well, Z slots into P7, and he has put a car between himself and the JC as the Scotty and says, catch me if you can, mate. Let's see how you go from here. Verk, well, I'll tell you what, he's closed the gap big time. I don't know if Fury's made a mistake, but it's 0.6 of a second now. And I think Verk sees, well, he sees the gap, doesn't he? He certainly does see the gap. He's like, oh, I tell you what, if I've got any chance, I've got to get my skates on. Middy's currently leading this one from Fury by 4.8 seconds. Of course, they've all got to make another stop at the moment. And, well, the boys on that hard compound are looking to stretch this hard compound very, very long. well, longer than what most others would anyway, of course, as Verk finds himself in P3, Luke in P4. As we're seeing Batman and Johnny M4 still to battle, and this has been a ripper all Grand Prix. Batman in P11, he just hasn't got enough to get to the back of Johnny M4 at the moment, and how's he right behind them, and he's just doing his thing. David is not giving up, and well, David in 13th. There is Striker, and tell you what, very good points at the moment for Striker. I tell you what, he's just got to keep on keeping on, and just close the gap. His Group 4 compatriot, well, his nemesis, I should say, is missing this Grand Prix. Old footy bender currently leading the Group 4 championship, and well, I'll tell you what, at this rate, Striker is closing and closing at a rate of knots, and well, fantastic from this man as Verk, 3/10 now, right behind Fury. I think we're going to see a move any minute now. He's lining him up, folks. He's absolutely lining him up, but I think he's just going to tuck in at the moment, and see how this one plays out, of course. Fury being a very difficult man to make that overtake against. Just puts that car in all the places where you don't want it. And well, Verk is going to have to set this one up if he's going to make it without a well, too much time lost, of course, as he's looking at the back of that Jaguar Motorsport. Fantastic from him. As Housey and Batman, well, tell you what, what's happened to Batman? Because Batman has got, well, Housey's gone right up the back of him. As fantastic to see. And the pressure is starting to get to these boys, I reckon, because Batman, Housey, David, Striker, well, I'll tell you what, they're all very close, aren't they? And, well, excuse me, Striker being the Group 4, but the Batman, Housey, and David, very, very close, even on circuit. Absolutely stunning racing from those boys. As, well, Verk has just dropped off a little bit, because we're going to flick back down to this battle, because this is where it's at, this Group 3 battle. And I'll tell you what, we've been spoiled from the Group 3s over the last couple of seasons, folks. They have done a phenomenal job, and, well, the battle has been, well, on the championship tables, is there for all to see. Currently lap 15 of 29. We've just gone past the halfway point, folks. And, well, there you go. Currently watching David have a good look at Housey. Housey having a good look at the Batman, and that is on board with the Housey. As he starts to close the gap a little bit, Batman under all sorts of pressure, and he's got Johnny M4 for company, who does have that track limit time penalty. Johnny M4 bluffs the pit lane a little bit. He goes to the right-hand side of the track. He moves back over to the left, and well, he does not have DRS. Those boys behind slowly closing, but just a little, not too much, too little, too late. As flick back up to Verk, he's now 3/10. Excuse me, folks. Needed a drink of water as, well, we're currently watching Verk right behind Fury, and I tell you what, 0.6 of a second at the moment. Not too sure if Verk has got enough in the tank. He seems to close the gap very quickly through that first sector, and then the gap seems to open up a little bit. I could be wrong, folks. But nevertheless, we're going to watch this one and watch it with interest as we'll flick back down to Housey, because these are the two battles, folks. This mid-pack battle and the battle up the front, of course. Going to keep an eye on both of them with interest, of course. Housey having a good look at Batman and just nowhere to pass at the moment. He's trying to hustle him into a mistake here, folks. As, well, Housey putting all sorts of pressure on Batman. He's got David for company as well. David on that medium, and wants to make hay while the sun is shining. Doing a great job is the David, excuse me, folks, as, well, there you go, P13, respectively, is the David, as Scotty and Nat Hammer Boxing getting rid of that hard compound, and he's going to run to the end as Verk gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits, and that is going to hurt, and it's going to hurt big time, and, well, there you go, we'll just see how this one pans out for Verk. As Johnny M4, well, there you go, as positions start to jostle all around after pit stops. In P9 is the M4. Let's just have a look at the penalties for everybody at home. And there you go, at the moment, everybody with 3 seconds. So we'll get rid of that as, well, there you go. We'll flick back down to David, because David and Housey, Batman, there he is there, and have a look at this. Housey's trying to make a move on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Batman says, no, you don't. Housey's right there, side by side. I'll tell you what, Housey takes the position there, side by side. Great racing, boys. give each other just enough room. And, well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, it's a bit of a lock-up from the Batman. David says, thank you very much. And Housey goes, yoink, up into P10. David P11. And Batman into P12. I'll tell you what, a couple of positions in a couple of corners, and he's just got to cool his jets. He knows about all the championship. There's plenty of races left, but he's still there and thereabouts. It is not over, Batman. It is not over by a long shot, mate, as we'll flick back up to the top, because Z, I tell you what, has he come alive? P6. Oh, I don't know if it's, don't know what it is with the Z at the moment, but his consistency is very good, and it's holding him in good stead. Of course, yes, P6. Very, very good from that man, as I'll tell you what, Scotty in the pit lane. Jay says, oh, Z says, no, I don't. I was going to, thought about it, but I'll keep on going. Lap 17 of 29, 12 to go. 12 to go, folks. We're coming to the crunch time. What are they going to do? And, of course, yes, this every compound race. And, well, there you go. Salmon's in P7. Still has to make one more stop. Of course, yes, Fury in P2. Mitty's doing a stunning job at the moment. 7-lap-old softs. And, of course, as the fuel load starts to dissipate, you can stretch those a little bit more. But he's got one more stop, one more compound to make. 12 laps, or 11 and a half laps remaining. And the compounds that he's got left, of course, I think it is the hard compound. We're going to double-check that at the end of the race. But nevertheless, there is the Batman, of course, right behind Housey, in between Housey and David. And, well, fantastic from these two boys. That is the gaps, folks. That is where we're at. Until this all starts to sort itself out, that is where we're at. We're currently watching Verk. I tell you what, Verk with interest at the moment. Still 0.5 of a second with behind, Mr. Fury Strat on lap 17 of 29. Let's just have a look at Middies, because I tell you, he's just been the cream of the crop this season. We'll give him some airtime, because there is the Wonka Group 1 driver, our championship leader, and currently leader by 71 points is the Middies Miller. And I tell you what, it's his season to lose, isn't it, folks? He's on 8-lap-old softs. Softs. Fantastic. As I put my teeth back in, and well, there you go. Fantastic from Middies. As well, Verk having a good look at Fury. Just nowhere past at the moment. Fury doing all the right things on his own. I'll tell you what, he's putting that car in all the right places. As JC says, you know what, let's go. Let's go to the checkered flag. I dare say he's got to put on a set of mediums and get that one to the end. Salmon's in the pit lane as well. And, well, there you go. Housey starting to slot his way up. This is starting to come alive for you folks. As I did say, there is one more stop. They've got to put on every compound. And until that happens, it is very much anyone's guess. It is all jostling. It changes every time. And, well, fantastic to see Housey in P7. Batman in P8. David, well, there you go there. David says, no, you don't. He's thrown the hard compound on. And he's going to the end. I'll tell you what, David looking for the undercut. He's looking for it. He is looking for it. Is Housey going to cover him off? That is the big, big question. We've got 11 laps remaining here, folks. 11 laps remaining as Middies Miller leading this one by 6.8 seconds. Excuse me, Fury in P2, Burke in P3, and Lukey Boy P4. Z with the fantastic race in P5. Johnny M4 in P6. Housey, there he is there in P7 with the Batman. And, well, there you go. These boys yet to make one more stop. One more stop. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. As I did touch on, David got rid of it. That is the Group 3, and we're going to see a move. Nat Hammer having a good look at the Batman. Oh, have they touched? Nat Hammer trying to send it on the inside. Batman says, no, you don't. And, well, there you go. That is the difference of fresh mediums versus kind of very worn hards. And there you go. Nat Hammer, candy from a baby, up into P8. And we can start making his way up through the field as Middies gets rid of that soft compound. He's put the hard on, and he's on the way to the checkered flag. Is the Middies Miller come out in P5. Guys ahead is still to stop, and this Grand Prix is as good as his. Of course, fantastic from the Middies. As Scotty has made that final stop as well. I'll tell you what, this has worked out good for Scotty, I think. I think Scotty's read an absolute blinder here, folks, as we're going to see how this one plays out towards the end, because, well, let's just have a look, folks. They're all going to be starting to make pit lane journeys very, very soon to get rid of that and put on the final compound that they all need to put on. As we're seeing Brad Tay and Salmons doing battle on circuit. Salmons makes the move on the inside of turn 1. Fantastic, up into P12. Brad Tay into 13th, and very, very good from those two. There is the Batman. Nat Hammer, I'll tell you what, after getting by the Batman, he hasn't really started to close the gap too much on Housey, of course, but nowhere to pass through here, folks. Maybe Nat just setting himself up for that third sector. The third and the first sector is where to get the job done, usually around this circuit. Just watch this one and watch this one with interest as, well, there you go, fantastic from him. Jazz Bluescat, well, there you go, in the pit lane, getting rid of that 8-lap-old soft compound. Nat Hammer trying to make a move on the inside of Housey. Housey not making it easy. Housey's got a little bit wide, gives him all the room in the world. Nat Hammer sweeps around the outside and says thank you and gets up to P7. Housey knowing that's not his fight, not wanting to lose too much time, releases Nat. Nat having that 3-second time penalty too is not going to help him. Lukey Boy in the pit lane, getting rid of that hard compound, and Z says, you know what, I'm going around again. What is happening there? There you go. Fantastic racing from these boys as Mr. Fury Strat and Verk, 1 and 2 respectively, still have to make their final stop to put on that final compound, folks. And this one is starting to shape up nicely. Action packed around here, folks, as Nat Hammer, well, there he is there in P6, our lap record holder. And I'll tell you what, this one has come alive for Nat. Qualified P2, currently sitting P6 with guys ahead of him still to stop. And looking very, very good for the Nat Hammer for a good result. And well, fantastic from him. That is the closest battle on circuit, except for Fury and Verk, yet to stop these two. And well, Minnie's Malla, there he is there, just 14 seconds behind this current battle. And we'll have a look at that, 14.3 to be exact. Johnny M4 in P5, and there you go. Nat Hammer, 24 seconds. I'll tell you what, folks. Well, Nat Hammer could be on the podium at this rate if the checkered flag was to fall right now and the boys have to make their stops. But, well, there you go. We all know how this one's going to play out. And there you go. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Lukey Boy in P9, having a good look at Batman. Just nowhere to make that move there as he has to tuck in. And Lukey Boy just being the quicker driver. The Group 2 Renault driver versus the Group 3 Monster Energy driver. And you can see the rapid rate of knots, of course. And Batman being on 14 lap-old hards is just starting to struggle. Lukey Boy with the ultimate grip. And there you go. Absolutely got that job done. No issue whatsoever, as he's still wearing that Senna-inspired helmet. He certainly is, as, well, there you go, Lukey Boy up in a P8. Fantastic from him. Housey going again. Housey is going again. And, well, there you go. Fantastic. Housey might be finishing on the quick tyre, on the soft. And, well, he certainly will. So, I'll tell you what, he maybe go one more lap after this one. We'll wait and see. He'll have a light car. This might play in the hands of the Housenator. We'll just wait and see how this one plays out, as the gaps are starting to close, folks. As Z in P9, JC P8, and well, there you go, Scotty in P7. What a recovery drive from this man. And absolutely brilliant from Scotty. Started, well, qualified in, I think it was P8, I think it was, disconnect, and I've got to keep saying it because he started after turn 1 was P18, and finds himself in 7th position at the moment. Great recovery, and well, fantastic from him as, well, Blue Dog just confirming, yes sir, Housey has just got the softs to go, and well, there you go, he certainly does. So we'll wait and see how this one plays out. Where is the David, of course, because David could undercut them all, and let's just have a look for the gap to the leader, and we'll work this one out. 14 seconds where the Housey is. Where's the David? 30s. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be real close. As there you go, folks. It's going to be real close. I'll tell you what, Housey doesn't want to lose any more time. Will he stop at the end of this lap? That is the question. As, well, there you go. Brad Tay, Johnny M4 doing battle. Johnny M4 gets his way ahead of Brad Tay. That is teammates, and I dare say team orders. Fresh tyres versus old tyres. And there you go. Housey going again. Oh, interesting to say the least. He will be on the quicker compound towards the end of this Grand Prix. But nevertheless, absolutely brilliant. Morning, Wab Staffen. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Absolutely everything is good, mate, and glad you made it. Lap 22 of 29, folks. And we're currently watching Housey, P6, still got to make a stop. This every compound race, folks. Weather set to dry. Of course, very rarely rains in the desert, but nevertheless, weather set to dry. Boys got to do an every compound race. And of course, Housey still need to make that final stop, put on that soft compound and see how he goes. We've got 7 laps or 6.5 laps remaining, and Middy's Mella leading this one by 7.2 seconds. Well, I tell you what, after the pit stops, it's all shaping up for Verk. He's found himself in P2, and well, Verk in P2, Mr. Fury Strat in P3. And he wouldn't mind that. Another podium for this man. Absolutely brilliant, but it is not over. 0.4 of a second is the gap between those boys. Absolutely brilliant racing all Grand Prix, and Lukey Boy still has been there and thereabouts. I tell you what, that gap to the guys ahead has been about that 3.5 seconds all Grand Prix. He hasn't let it go. He just hasn't been able to get it back. And doing a phenomenal job is the Lukey Boy, really pushing the limits. Absolutely stunning driving from this man. And Nat Hammer doing a good job as well. Great to see him up there, of course. Does have 3 seconds to his name as Fury goes quickest with a 1 minute 30. No, he doesn't. Lukey Boy does with a 1 minute 30.430. And they've all decided to put the hammer down on lap 23. And well, there you go. Absolutely stunning from these guys. Z, well, there he is there. After all that, falls out in P8. How's he in the pit lane? How's he in the pit lane? Where is the Batman? There is the Batman coming out of the last corner. This is going to be close. Housey has been released. Housey has been released. There is the Batman. He's absolutely sending it. You can see the dot. You can see the dot. You can see Housey. Batman's done it. He's absolutely done it. He's jumped to Housey. And Housey finds him. So is David. David in 12th. Housey just went one more too long. And there you go. He's on the quicker tyre. He's got a little bit of work to do, but he can see the gap. He can see them. And there it is there, folks. That is exactly what he's contending with. And well, fantastic from this one. And absolutely brilliant as this one starts to all play out now, folks. They've all made their stops. They've all used every compound. And we've now got a fight to the checkered flag. And well, fantastic to see. I think they all have. We will double check that at the end of the Grand Prix. Very hard to keep track of it all by yourself. As the Blue Dog cheering on the Housey. And there is the David, absolutely stunning from him. But Housey's got a monumental mountain to climb if he wants to get up anywhere near the Batman. Of course, Batman, there he is there. And well, he's got another 2.4 seconds to get to anywhere near Johnny M4 to be able to leap him across that line. They are on the same tyre, the 2-lap old mediums. And there is Johnny M4. There is the Batman. There is David. And there is Housey. He's starting to close. Housey's on the run. He's on the run, is the Housey. And I'll tell you what, he doesn't want to let Batman get too far ahead. There's plenty of laps remaining, but Housey knows the more he wastes behind. Of course, the life out of that tyre, the life out of the soft just dissipates and dissipates rapidly. And there you go. They're all looking for that slipstream. Housey's going to make a move here, folks. He certainly is around the outside of David. And absolutely brilliant. Before turn 1, slots himself up in a P12. Excuse me. And there is his Group 3 nemesis. Him and Batman battling this one out. And well, P11, P12 respectively. Housey on the quicker tyre. Housey's going to get it done. He certainly is going to get it done. Around the outside, if you don't mind. Batman hanging on, but the Grimmy tyre. Housey, what a move. What a move. Housey up into P11. And there you go. That has done all the world of good. As, well, Housey decides to say, you know what, Batman, I'm going to hang on to this Group 3 title and do my best. Catch me if you can. And P11 from that man as we'll flick back up to the top because Z and JC, I tell you what, doing a battle again. And there is Scotty. Of course there's Scotty. There is JC and Scotty. I tell you what, folks, these two boys all season long. Let's not count out Z. Z looks very racy. Finds himself in P8. What's going on up the front? Fury and Verk doing battle. And there you go. Verk on the start finish straight. There you go. Just before turn 1, he gets the job done and says, Fury, you have to go to P3, mate. I'm taking P2. Let's see if we can get minis. But Verk has that time penalty. And I don't think he's going to get 3 seconds on Fury. So Fury will have, yeah, well, inherit that P2 if the checkered flag was to fall now. And, well, fantastic from those two boys. Absolutely brilliant all season long. Scotty, well, there you go, just going through, and we'll have a look at these boys. It's your guy, JC. JC's going for it. JC's going for it. Oh, he nearly made it stick. He has to be careful because there is Z, and Z senses it. But there you go, absolutely brilliant. JC thought about it. He thought about it, and well, Scotty covered it, and Z almost picked it off. Absolutely brilliant from these guys. As I tell you what, they never disappoint, these boys, all season long. As, well, JC just wanting to get that job done. Lap 25 of 29 now, folks. And I tell you what, the last half has gone by pretty bloody quickly, if you ask me. And, well, the first half, it took a while to fire up this one. But as the pit stops all started to play out, the game has come alive. The race has come alive. And have a look at JC and Z. Oh, JC's gone wide, but he tucks back in to get the racing line. And, well, no harm, no foul. I'll tell you what, just trying to offset Scotty a little bit at the moment, but you can't rattle him. Have a look at him. He's absolutely doing a stunning job holding his nerve. And let's not forget, Scotty being out of DRS as well, folks. He's doing a phenomenal job to keep these boys behind. And have a look at Nat Hammer just ahead of them. So this is going to come a four-way battle any moment now, folks, as they all look for that slipstream. And, well, there you go. Let's have a look. What's happening here? JC and Z. Z gets his way by. JC loses out. P8 for JC. Z up into 7th. And, well, fantastic from these boys. And I dare say this is going to go on for a couple more laps longer here, folks, as we'll flick back up to Fury, because what's he got left in the tank? 6/10 now to Verk, as Verk started to put his foot down a little bit. Bopton with 3 seconds to his name as Johnny M4 has left the session. There you go, Johnny M4, another invite. That's going to hurt because he's going to drop like a stone. He's out of his car. And there you go. Salmons is going to take this. Salmons is absolutely going to take this up into P9. And there you go. Salmons says, thank you very much. And, well, absolutely brilliant from Salmons. Of course, yes, Johnny M4 being disconnected. He's going to drop like a stone if he doesn't get back in his car ASAP. As we'll flip back up to the top, because Fury now within half a second of Verk. And, well, I did say Verk has got that time penalty to his name. And there you go, 3 seconds. 3 seconds. They've all got 3 seconds. The ones with penalties have all got 3 seconds. And we can all work that one out for ourselves at home. At the moment, Nat Hammer currently not safe. Scotty will inherit that P5 if he can hang with Nat Hammer at the moment. Excuse me, as we'll flip back down, because what's going on here? Johnny M4 still not in his car, and he's fallen like a stone. He certainly is, and that's bad luck for Johnny. He was right up there, wasn't he? He's currently now in P12. Soon to be P13 as Z and Scotty doing battle. I'll tell you what, Z, nearly got it. Scotty says, no, you don't, son. He's after Nat Hammer, and Scotty tucks into P6, Z P7. I'll tell you what, JC has just dropped off a little bit. I wonder if he's just letting that battery charge up a little bit for a final push towards the end of this Grand Prix, folks. Nevertheless, stay tuned. This one's got a monumental mountain to climb as, well, Fury in P3, and I think, well, he'll be happy with that. He's going to inherit P2, absolutely stunning, as we'll flick back down to the back and give the boys towards the back some of their airtime. And there is Jazz Blues Cat doing a stunning job, absolutely brilliant from the Jazz, and well, Bopton as well. Great to see him back out there, and well, getting some rhythm back into his racing is the Bopton. Brad Tay in 16th, and well, just keeping on is the Brad Tay and Striker. I'll tell you what, old footy bender missing this one. Striker gonna get some good catch-up points towards the bender. I tell you what, Filthy, a Dirty Orange, a stunning job as well in P14. Came to the Grand Prix a little bit late. It was, well, family occasion. And there you go. 14th at the moment. Johnny M4 has rejoined. Is he not in his car yet? He certainly is not in 13th at the moment. He is dropped like an absolute stone as Johnny M4. But the Batman finds himself right behind the housey yet again, folks. We're on the penultimate lap. And I'll tell you what. It's anybody's game between these two boys. Anybody's game. We've got yellow flags in Sector 1. What is that for? That is the top. That is the leaders. What's going on here? As we'll have a good look. There is well, there is Bert. There is Fury. There is Luke. I tell you what, not too sure what that yellow flag was for. There is Nat Hammer and Scotty, and I tell you what, Z and JC, this is going to become a 5-way fight any moment now. And absolutely brilliant from these guys. Nat Hammer, I tell you what, holding his nerve at the moment. What is he on? 12-lap-old mediums. Scotty, 11-lap-old hards. Z, 7-lap-old mediums. JC, 10-lap-old mediums. I'll tell you what, out of all of these boys, Z is looking the best with the tyre life, isn't he? He's looking the grippiest. I'll tell you what, can he get it done? And, well, I'll tell you what, anyone's race from this point on between this mid-pack battle between Nat Hammer, Scotty, Z and JC. It is going to be a race to the flag as Middy's Mella, I'll tell you what, Middy's Mella starting the final lap right about now, and absolutely brilliant from this man. We'll flick to him in just a moment because this battle is too good to Too good to miss. Absolutely brilliant as Scotty will having a good look now. Is he going to make it stick? I tell you what, Nat Hammer's just got enough straight line speed. So is Z. I tell you what, they're all very similar. As, well, Scotty doing a great job on that 11 lap old hard. Just to hang, and he's going to make a move. Is he going to make a move? Is the Scotty right on board with him? He certainly does. And have a look at Z trying to slot his way through. Z comes through as well up into P6. What a move. And I tell you what, 5 and 6 respectively. We're on board with Z. I tell you what, he fancies P5. He's going to get P5. Oh, Scotty says, no, you don't. And, well, Scotty up into P5. Z P6. What a race from these boys. Fantastic. As we'll keep an eye on the track map as Middy's Mallet in the second sector. As this battle is just too juicy to dissipate from. As we're going to stay with this one. And, well, Scotty at the moment in P5. Z P6. Nat Hammer in P7. And there is the JC in P8. And, well, what a Grand Prix from these four. I tell you what, all Grand Prix long. As we're going to keep an eye on the track map because Middy's Mallet in the third sector at the moment. He's approaching that final corner and we're going to flick to him. They're going to make a move. Nat Hammer, JC gets the job done. Up into P7, what a move. But we're going to flick up to Middy's because Middy's is about to take the checkered flag yet again. What a Grand Prix from this man, the Greek god. P1, bang. P2 from the Verk. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's gonna hold out. It's gonna hold out. P2 from the Verk is well, Fury P3, and well, there is Lukey Boy in P4, and Lukey Boy, very lucky you didn't lose the car there, my friend. As Scotty in P5. I tell you what, let's have a look at this one because there is Z. He's not giving up, but Scotty's going to take the chocolates. Z P6, JC P7, Nat Hammer P8, and it will be the Salmons in P9. Fantastic racing, boys. What a Grand Prix. As, well, the Housey and the Batman's not over yet. It is not over. Has the Batman got it? Housey's going all defensive. He's wobbling. He's weaving. He's got it. Housey. P10 from that man. Batman P11. And we'll tell you what, David P12. Welcome back, David. Great to see you back. As Johnny M4, well, after that disconnect, P13. Striker 14th in the end, and that's what the doctor ordered. Bang! Good stuff, Striker, as he starts to close the gap on Bender. Brad Tay in 15th. Dirty Orange, well, there you go. P16th, Bopton 17th, and Jazz will round this one out in 18th. Fantastic. Fantastic, boys. A great racing as, well, Middy's Mallet, another Grand Prix, and I'll tell you what, folks, I think we're looking at this. Oh, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Don't want to say it. No way. We're not doing it to him. We're not doing it to him. Not going to do it to anyone. But there is the, there is the Middies waving, and yeah, we can hear you, mate. We can absolutely hear you. You've sent it all season, and stunning from you as you lift that trophy aloft, and well, fantastic Grand Prix yet again. Middy's Mallet. Well, there you go. Takes the Grand Prix with the win, but Verk takes the fastest lap with a 1 minute 30.364. And we'll just have a look at this. We'll go all the way down to the bottom for the stewards to do their thing. Go to the race director as well, just to make sure that everybody used every compound. And they all certainly did. Fantastic. Fantastic from the boys. As, well, there you go. Brilliant from everybody. We're going to go on a brief pause, folks. We're going to get our drivers in for an interview. Our driver of the day as well. And, yeah, stay tuned, folks. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, welcome back. We've got our drivers in for an interview, and the only one to join us at the moment is, Mr. Fury Strat. I'll tell you what, Fury, your season has come alive, mate. The last 4 Grand Prix, done a stunning job, and another great Grand Prix to boot, of course. Another podium, clocking them up as this one counts on by. P3, mate, talk us through it.
Mate, I've ticked off all the boxes. I come second in Japan, I come first in Brazil, and now I've come third at Bahrain, so it's good. Just a shame about the tyres fading off at the end. It probably cost me P2 to Verky. I just lost all the grip, probably spent too much time behind him. Once he got back past, we were kind of working together to try and get up to middies. We saw the gap closing, we got excited, and then all of a sudden the gap stabilised. So don't know how he got the softs to last the way they did. He kind of got ahead, and we knew that was going to come and kind of happen, given he was 2 steps softer, but he just didn't give back any of the gap towards the end of the stint when the tyres should have started to fade. So that was interesting, but look, we'll take it. Actually, a really good pace. I even qualified well, which
you did.
Mind shock for everyone at home. I was very impressed, being less than half a second from pole for once. It was nice to be at the pointy end.
Now that you've said that, I've got to actually apologise to you on the last 2 weeks, to be fair, mate. You've surprised the hell out of me, and I've actually missed the lap that you set your fastest time on, to be fair. But nevertheless, I know, I can't believe I've done it either. But it's all love, Fury. It is all love. Congratulations, mate, as this one comes alive for you. It is great to see, and an awesome drive yet again. P3 clocking up those podiums as this one progresses. Well done, Fury. Awesome job.
Cheers, mate. Solid drive to Verky again. He's always ever reliable. Got that P2 and kept the tyres alive. Middies is just doing an incredible job. So anytime we can get ahead of him, it's great. Anytime we can be within 10 seconds of him is also really good. So we'll take that. And to Lukey, who's commenting, asking me to slow down for the next few weeks so that he can catch up. Buddy, I was MIA for the first half of the season. The points I can get.
There you go. Absolutely brilliant. You heard it here first. Absolutely brilliant from you, Mr. Fury Strat. P3, everybody. Well done, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's just have a look at the Discord to see who else has joined. Oh, we're joined by the stat man, Mr. Scotty, the driver of the day. And, Scotty. Bit of a muddled qualifying, if I must say so. Maybe not overall happy with the lap. But what really hurt was that disconnect at the start, all the way down to P18 by the end of turn 1. And, what a fight back. What a recovery drive. Congratulations, Scotty. Well and truly deserved the driver of the day, mate. Well done.
No, cheers, mate. Obviously, EA wanted me to do something different tonight. So, obviously, I knew I was going to probably join somewhere within lap 1. All I wanted to do was to make sure didn't have any damage, so I could sort of at least get my way through, and just sort of thankfully did that, and then just slowly made my way through the field, and sort of changed my strategy on the fly. Went a little bit longer on the sauce, and then chucked the mediums on just to try and get a bit of an advantage for the final stint, knowing that you had guys like Parzival, JC, or on those mediums at the end. So I thought track position, see what I can do with the hards. Hards felt still pretty good at the end, knowing that they could go for a while. And great battle at the end. Obviously, with Pars and JC, quality drivers, of course. So there was never really going to be any incidents between us three. So great battle. Obviously, I knew Nat went a little bit too early on those mediums at the end, so I knew he'd come back to us, and probably saved my behind with that bit of DRS. I think 3 to go, 2 to go, so able to help the fast charging guys behind. But P5, considering that I was hoping maybe a top 10 when I got back in, but definitely
that's a great result.
Yeah, definitely a good result, and I had a little bit more wing on the car, which I think probably helped, because once I sort of got into a bit of clean air and I had that bit of an offset, probably worked a little bit better for me. And then obviously it was just a matter of trying to defend. But from what it could have been, great recovery, and obviously shout out to Luke as well, P4, so good points for Renault as well. So and obviously Johnny and Brad Tay finishing, so all 4 scoring points tonight, which is good. Still got the wild card up our sleeves, so you've got to pick a track where we're all confident at. But yeah, good race, and bring on next week because Jeddah will be most certainly interesting. So we'll see how we go there.
Well, looking forward to that one, Scotty, and well, looking forward to seeing how you go around there, mate. But I dare say pretty consistent these days, as I do have to welcome a new follower. Thank you very much for your follow, VLT Vettel. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. But nevertheless, Scotty, around Jeddah Corniche circuit, mate, looking forward to that one. Of course, these two Grand Prix missing in real life, but nevertheless, in the virtual world, they are reigning as true as I am here today. Fantastic racing. Another stunning Grand Prix by the grid of SXR. Stunning job, boys. Absolutely brilliant. What a Grand Prix that one was to be involved in. Was a little bit slow to fire up, but it came alive towards the end. I'll tell you what, as strategies all played out, that was absolutely brilliant. We do hope you've enjoyed that one. We're going to leave you for now, but please join us same time, same channel next week, of course. Yes, we'll be at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and we do hope you can join us for that one. Thank you very much for watching. We are Southern Cross Racing. Bye.